Up to date, I am yet to fully understand how and why Kenyans saw President William Samoei Ruto as a political genius back then when he was Uhuru's deputy president. I honestly don't know if it's because he enjoyed under the former president Uhuru Kenyatta's guidance to propel himself politically, or he overhyped himself and people saw him as a genius. And today, exactly 3 years into office, I kid you not, he's been doing the exact opposite onto what he campaigned to Kenyans. If you remember pretty well, President William Samoei Ruto technically convinced millions of Kenyans to elect him, proving to them beyond any reasonable doubt that he had a better plan for Kenyans, only for the plan to disappear right after him becoming an incumbent president. And from where he sit, it's like he fooled millions of Kenyans and they fell for his trap. And if he lied, as many so allege, then that makes him look more of a saboteur of the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Because take for example, 2 years after the former president Uhuru Kenyatta left office, up to the time of this broadcast, millions of Kenyans are alive to the fact that 2 years after the former president left office, but we are currently still experiencing bodies being retrieved from Kware all the way to Riviala and whichever places bodies of individuals dumped. And another reason as to why I strongly believe President William Samoei Ruto fooled millions of Kenyans is due to the fact that 2 years after getting into office, I've never heard, not even once, President William Samoei Ruto stating of what he has done as far as his manifesto that he used to campaign with is concerned. In fact, that usually leaves me completely astonished to an extent that I fail to understand. Was the manifesto more of a storybook, or did he use it as a decoy so that Kenyans can elect him, only for him to throw it away after getting into power? And why I chose to call it more of a book in quote, it is due to the fact that right after President William Samoei Ruto assumed office, up to date, he is still on the campaign mode with his consistent laying of promises each and everywhere he goes, as if we are heading, or we are still in a campaign mode. Because if he was honest with Kenyans, then he would have already shunned away from making more promises and instead decide to fully implement on what he previously promised Kenyans. But he is doing the exact contrary to that. And as the saying goes, a more intelligent fool among fools shall always look like he is a genius. And from where I sit, I am saying this with all due respect, as he may have been the only genius among the KANU orphans, and in this context, the KANU orphans being the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and kina Gideon Moi, if I am just to mention but a few. And that could be the reason as to why he had to win against his fellow KANU orphan, being the former president Uhuru Kenyatta and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And as I've always been saying, for President William Samoei Ruto to secure a re-election come 2027, then he ought to do just one thing. It is just for him to fully revolutionize his government and governance and decide to do what is constitutionally required of him to do as per the dictates of the Constitution. Anything contrary to that, I kid you not, history is likely to be written come 2027 that President William Samoei Ruto is the only one-term president to have ever served this great republic of Kenya. So up to the time of this broadcast, 2.5 years to the next general election, he still has time to revolutionize so that people can re-elect him come 2027. Anything contrary to that, I kid you not, President William Samoei Ruto securing a re-election come 2027, even if he is fully endorsed by the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, it shall be as hard as stitching the honors as a preventive measure of curing diarrhea, of which yourself and millions of Kenyans are fully aware that it is next to impossible. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop it in the comment section and I'll give it a right of reply. And by any chance, if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you and may God bless you.